We are in the Underdark, and it is not a place where any of us want to be. We know it is a dangerous place, and the Drow live down in the Underdark. Ari and I may have the best vision down here, as we are pure elves, but Jaheira is half-elven and may see just as well as we do. This lack of sight among the other half of us will harm us. Ajantis tells me that he cannot see much at all, even with Imoen's little light spell that she placed on his shield. Minsc also has a light spell on his sword, but even with these small sources of light, the Underdark is vast and you can only see so far ahead. Though Ajantis tells me that his eyes will adapt to the low light and it won't be so bad once he gets used to it. From my studies, I know of the Underdark. My history and geography book further details it. The Underdark was a vast network of underground caverns and tunnels underneath the surface of Abertoral. It was home to a host of evil beings driven deep into the caverns at the end of the Age of Demons. A quote from Mordenkainen. Absence of light results in darkness, so what results from the absence of good? The Underdark is a place with very little of either. The geography. The world above, the surface area of Toril, the name those who lived in the Underdark gave the surface. Upper Dark. The first 3 miles below the surface. It was here where the surface dwellers and those of the Underdark most often met. Middle Dark. Located 3 to 10 miles below the surface, this layer was where most of the Underdark cities were located. Lower Dark. 10 miles or more below the surface, the Lower Dark was where even those who knew the Underdark were loath to go. Domains. The Underdark was not one giant cavern under Faerun, but rather many huge networks of caverns and caves. As a result, it was not always possible to travel from one end of the Underdark to the other. The Underdark was divided into several domains that were similar to continents of the world above. While it was possible to travel from one place to another within a domain, separate domains tended to have very few passages linking them. The major domains of the Underdark were the Buried Realms, the Darklands, the Deep Wastes, the Earthroot, the Glimmersea, Great Barraden, North Dark, and Old Shanatar. Topography. The Underdark's underground landscape varied from small subterranean fissures, almost impossible for adventurers to crawl through, to wide expanses of deep water that hid coral caves. Hollowed-out sections of ice in which creatures lived, and places where fungus, bones, or even pure force formed caves. This varied landscape was as dynamic as the surface of Abertoral. Some areas were always changing over time because of underground magma rivers, or the emptying of underground lakes due to cracks in the rock formed by earthquakes. This meant maps of the Underdark were highly unreliable. I really look forward to the day when we will no longer have Lillicor. The sword just never shuts up. Well, it's very eerie down here. I think maybe perhaps we should put up our defenses.
Yep. Manus.
And there we go. Let's see, one more.
I'll help however I can.
Jaheira also has this. Okay, so we're quite protected. So we're pretty much protected now, everything except for maybe a vampire-like drain. And perhaps in the bag of holding, I should remove anything sharp I was warned that things can pierce it. I can't see us using vampire stakes for a while. You want to hold on to that, Jaheira? And this silver blade. This is why our ship was stopped to begin with. Thank you, Saemon Havarian. And then the Sahuagin came. And we definitely do not need this rebel orb. I have too many arrows. Let's see, it's minor magical enchantment. I think that's a bit better.
As you will.
Oh, it keeps going on this direction. Oh, we have illithids here.
You will
all
all
by
by
my
my hand.
Not good. Not good at all.
Next time, Mommy.
One more. Ooh. I can't believe we just ran into illithids.
A den
Yes?
of stinking
Will be done.
evil.
With
Cover your
Helm's
nose, boo.
blessing.
We will leave no crevice
This
untouched.
must have been some kind of little, I don't know, gathering point for them. They don't have anything, but typical of illithids.
Certainly.
They don't. Wealth to them isn't what we perceive as wealth.
My honor is my life.
You're a little drained there. That's one thing I guess we weren't protected against.
Without doubt.
But illithids are supposedly in the Underdark as well. So are drow, and a whole bunch of creatures that I would rather not run into. Keeps going this way. Yeah, I have infravision. Half the party does not. Because they're humans. Look at this. Durgar? Cordur nor Rin doth salmon? Ol Roth Coral Sarg? Zunder to Thoden son? Thudul Astort Tust? I'm sorry, but I cannot understand the tongue you speak. Gordo Tatarj. Boo bristles at his words. I don't know the language, but he is insulting us for certain. Ah ha. You must excuse my fellows. It is not often we encounter surfacers down here. I wouldn't think so. Yes, very seldom. They do not live long. Well, that's good news. Well, unfortunate things can happen in the depths, but we do not partake in such events. I am Karlig, a trader of sorts. I am Orin. I'm looking for a couple of other surfacers, as you say. I haven't seen many strangers around here, and I talk to everyone. Well, almost. Those two creepy ones were back, Karlig. You remember? The neckbiter and the mage? Well, that sounds like Irenicus and Bodhi. Oh yes, those two. Bad news, I would wager. I've seen them near the Drow City. Must be up to dirty dealings. Those old Morog dark elves don't usually let strangers live. Sounds very, very dangerous down here. But those are the two that I'm looking for. Bodhi and Irenicus. I'll have to go after them. Well then, I'll wish you luck, though you won't be able to simply walk into the Drow City. Suppose not. They really have a particular dislike of surface elves. That place will come down on your head, harder than a larg tunnel unshored. Don't quite know what that means. That's their choice to make, Finderlig. No need to worry about them more. Ask about before you go insulting the place. Might be a better way. Ha! Well, in any case, I've wares to sell if you're interested. Always looking for fresh faces to trade with, no matter the color or shadow in you. I'll have a look. Let's see what you have. We do have a few things to sell. And as for spells... Oh, freedom spell. Imoen does not have that. Improved haste, powered word silence. Sounds powerful. Oh, these are very expensive spells, by the way. They're probably overcharging us. Mass invisibility, interesting. Spell sequencer. How about project image, prismatic spray for airy. She doesn't have those. Okay, so as for what we can sell, we just spent a lot of gold. We don't really need this blood brand. This really doesn't do anything. Okay, for what we're doing, leather armor, scimitar, impaler, rod of lordly might. It's not even worth that much. Well, at least to these Durgar. Oh, okay. So I don't think I have anything in a bag of holding. My gem bag should have some things. Jade ring. Silver necklace. Not much. Imoen, what do you have? We have a bunch of gems that we've been saving, in case we need to use them. Lots of little gems. And jewelry. And that's it. Well, we lost around 12,000, I think. So, Bodhi and Arenicus are down here. Or they were recently. So we are following in the path that they've taken. Spell sequencer, improved haste, definitely. Mass invisibility, power word silence. These are very powerful spells that no one's just scribing. So is that it? Does anybody else sell anything?
Quickly and precisely.
Hello? Been pretty busy these last few days. You come through. Those other two. Bad sign, it is. Why'd you say that? Common sense. Outsiders always cause trouble. Nothing more to say about it, really. I do not cause trouble. I merely seek it out and put the boothills of justice to it. Ask Boo. Forgive me. Obviously, I was mistaken.
Without hesitation.
I would be careful in this place if I were you. Many dangers around many corners. You will be lucky to live. I myself have seen death here recently. Even the powerful cannot escape it. What are you talking about? Who has died? No real secrets for those that travel here frequently. A trespasser that got his due from someone he crossed. Well, I suppose it did not end in death, but it was a mighty battle regardless. I do not know who the aggressor was, but I know who lost. And who was this person, then? A mage of power, I am sure, though not powerful enough in the end. A pity, too. He seemed intent on unearthing a artifact of old or some such. And his reward for his effort? Worse than death, even though he seemed willing to share. Imprisoned, and magically confined in the cavern north of here. Pity. Imprisoned? We have a freedom spell. What was he looking for? Who attacked him? You would have to ask him that yourself. I know only what I have said. My apologies. Well, the freedom
This will
spell,
not
we can
take long.
probably get another one. Let's see what you have. Yeah, he sells on 560. So if there's a mage nearby...
What is it?
She said just to the north. Let's go see about that. Illithids, drow, mages losing their freedom. Oh. There's some kind of elemental coming.
My weapon does nothing! Weapon has no effect!
Air elemental. Interesting.
Speak. If it must be done.
Would that be right here? They said it was just to the north. Want to try using that scroll, anyone?
Thank you for releasing me. I was sure my destiny was to end imprisoned here forever. I've never been more glad to be wrong.
Oh, good to see you. You're not a drow. Are you a good surfacer, though? I am indebted to you. Perhaps we might be of use to each other. I had great plans before I was so rudely interrupted. Who were you battling here? I am unsure of that myself, though I imagine that I simply insulted a local resident with my ignorance of custom. The value of my goal may have blinded me. Regardless, I must continue what I have begun, and I would do so with your help, if you are willing. Well, tell me what it is, I'll consider it. Hear me out, and I am sure I will entice you. The prize is wealthy, but the finding is tricky. This spot is thin, and careful spells may breach the walls between dimensions. On the other side, one might find some valuable magic if one knows where to look. If you could aid me a bit, I would be forever grateful. There will be items enough for us both. I suppose that I'm to be your enforcer then, someone to take your punishment? I cannot lie, there will be combat. I thought I was prepared for such, but my failure has obviously proved me wrong. With your aid, things should go smoother, though your first duties would be less dangerous by far. A few errands. I'm no stranger to mundane tasks. I apologize if I have suggested anything that would demean you, but the greatest plans have simple flaws. I can stay here and begin preparatory spells, but I cannot cast the actual dimension-breaching spells without the procedures outlined in my book of rituals. Oh, so you don't have it with you. I imagine it was taken after I was imprisoned. There were Sverneblin observing my conflict. Perhaps they took it. I cannot blame them. I am sure I appeared quite permanently lost. Sverneblin. Those are, like deep gnomes. They're supposed to be actually good from what I studied the Underdark briefly. Candlekeep. I will fetch your book of rituals for you then, where may they have taken it. I believe there is a Sverfneblin village to the north. They may have taken my gear there. If you go, tell them that they may keep everything but the book. Thank you if you can do anything. I will be at the Earth Elemental Portal, softening the area with minor spells. When you cast a spell, its powerful magic's freed an imprisoned mage from the depths of the earth. Yeah, interesting.
It will be done.
Okay, that's just like where we saw the air elemental. Where did he say? There's another portal here. The shimmering portal reveals a twisted landscape obscured by large shadow-like forms. Dark Gnome Village, the Sverfneblin, is to the north. Well, north is... Oh, there's a lot of area to the north. So it seems like... Did these open up portals to elemental planes or something? Large shadow-like forms. That's all we can see through there. Okay. We have to find a way north. Now, what is this? Is this some old home? It's like there's windows in there. There's no one there. Oh, what is that? It's Drow. Okay.
I don't like the look
I don't know if one of them went invisible or not. We're in a lot of trouble here. Let's try to deal with these. Well, seems we have two mages here, actually. Okay, well, we have to get rid of their protections. One of us conjuring something up. They both conjured something. I think that they're using something that is reflecting on me. That's not good, and it's hurting me. We have to bring down their magical enchantments.
Than Chick-Tika Fast Paws.
You point, I punch.
Okay, one of them's down, the other's down. That was actually quite difficult.
What do you want?
Hey, Ari, can I ask you something? I guess so, go ahead. It's about your past, though it might stir up some tough memories, you sure? I'll be alright. Like you said, they're just memories. Right, well, here goes. What was it like to fly? Well, Emmeline. Ari keeps silent for a moment, her brow knit thoughtfully. It was freedom. It was simple, utter freedom. I could go anywhere I pleased, anytime I wanted. It was so exhilarating to see everything from above, mountains, forests, rivers, even cities sometimes, though they told us not to go so far. Everything so tiny, it seemed they would all fit in the palm of my hand. And the wind, oh, the wind. She shivers in remembrance. Like a lover's arms embracing you, keeping you aloft, holding you so gently, buffeting your hair. It was marvelous. Wow, it sure sounds great. Ari smiles bitterly. You understand why I put so much of myself in my wings, don't you? Oh, I do. I'm kind of jealous, honestly. What? Jealous? Why would anyone be jealous of an Avariel without wings? Are you serious? There's people out there that would kill to have that kind of memories. I would, for one. Well, depends on who I'd have to kill, though. I'm picky about who I kill, you see. So yeah, who wouldn't be a little jealous of you? Huh. I hadn't put it under that light before. That's 'cause you're a downer, airy head. I'm gonna start calling you Zan now. Who's Zan? Only the greatest wizard to ever lie down and die. It's not important. Thanks for answering, anyways. Curiosity sated. So you say, next time I might just be too airy-headed to remember my healing prayers for you. Okay, alright, I take it back. Jeez. Alright, what did these drow drop? Lots of gold. I think that there was 6 of them. I don't know, were invisible, or did they conjure them? Like, summon some. They have these, particular chain mail, full plate mail. Let's see. And the chain. I don't think anyone can actually use the chain, but the full plate we can use. Only one of them. We only have one of those. Can somebody identify this? No, the thing with Dark Elven equipment is that it cannot survive on the surface, so this would be temporary. Well, it's very good protection. Minsk? Oh, Minsk says that he feels very protected, even more so than before. Well, I guess you can use that for now. We'll have to identify it properly soon. But, what is that machine?
Direct me as you will.
Some kind of machine with different sides to it? Weird. I hear hammering from the north. What's this? Spore colony.
Got you good.
What are these things? Well, let's use it while our haste is still... Let's defeat them while our haste is still activated. Well, there goes our haste.
Next time.
Ooh.
What can I do?
One of us has, a couple of us have.
Helm, give me strength!
Clear the air spell? Maybe it's Chihiro.
Next time is good.
Get out of this, that spory air.
We'll be done.
Swing harder, swing
There
harder,
are these
swing
mushrooms
harder.
around here. Alright, let's take a break and heal up the wounds we have. Much better. Okay, we can
Certainly.
resume.
Our actions are good, and will serve the greater balance.
This is right nearby where we saw the illithids when we first came in. So I hear hammering to the north. Hopefully that's the Sverfneblin. It's a strange name. Yeah, there it is again. Oh, there's one. Hello? They're not Drow or Durgar.
Yes.
Ido ad Golver D'Itanyan de Sugden Ostera. I'm sorry, but your meaning escapes me. Ahem. You there. Who are you? Stand and identify yourself and your purpose. I am Orin, and I'm not here to cause trouble. I come in peace, as they say. You are not a resident of this place, are you? Strangers from above, then. Come here you should not, though useful you may be. You may enter, but on your best behavior be. Go and speak to the lord of our fair granite home. He will see to your well-being. Who's the lord of your fair granite home? This one seems to be in charge, the one in the middle. Alright then. This must be where they live, though it just looks like they've been excavating these parts. Oh, there's a ring here. Oh, look at all the... Let's see. Give this to Ajantis, but Ajantis has his regeneration ring. He doesn't really need that good berries anymore, but he can hold on to it. Oh, this area actually looks... Yeah. Looks like people lived here. Work here, at least. It's not just a tunnel they've been excavating out. Oh, that looks like the Drow architecture we saw in the Sahuagin underground area. Maybe the Drow control this place? Or maybe they're just next door. Which means we chose the right area to go to. We're listening to the hammering sounds.
Boring, boring.
It's louder here.
Boring.
Oh, these look like buildings. Oh, hello? Are you the Granite Home
travelers to
leader?
our fair city. That would be rare enough, but you are surfacers by the look of you.
Yes. Come, I would have words with you if you are willing to hear. Speak and I will listen, though I'm not sure what I can do for you. It is a matter that I would prefer to trust to an outsider. Too much Sverfneblin blood has been spilled over this as it is. I will give you details of the task first, and you must decide if you wish to accept. I tap rock that you will. As you can see, our Granite Home village is quite empty. Yeah, I've noticed that. I have sent the majority to deeper climes far from here. It was no longer safe, and it is our own fault. We tunneled too deeply and unearthed a monstrosity. A strange cavern that yielded death. A monster we have not seen outside of dreaming. The task I ask of you is simple to explain, but difficult indeed. I ask that the beast be killed and the tunnel be closed. Could you not just collapse the tunnel upon the creature? The tunnel will readily collapse, of that we are sure. What is unsure is whether that would kill the beast, now that it has been awakened. Awakened? Please tell me that you mean it was hibernating and not otherworldly? As I said, it is a beast out of dreams, or nightmares, if you prefer. It is not of the rock. I do not know what to call it. Okay, the goal is clear enough. Now I must mention what I will need from you. I am listening, but keep in mind that we are not the richest of granite homes. We are under constant pressure with the drow being so close. Yeah, I saw how close they are. I require no payment for helping others, but I seek 2 surfacers that came this way. Surfacers other than you? Ah, I know of them, but you will have a hard time finding them. They pass within the city of the drow, Ustnatha. Ustnatha? Now before you ask, I may know a way into the drow city. Well, I know a being that may help you. She could see you safely inside, but after that, you would surely be dead. Oh. If such is the risk you would take, I will gladly point you in her direction. The great staircase goes to her lair. It is the blackest of all tunnels, but there is glorious light on the other side. The great staircase goes to her lair. It is the blackest of all tunnels, but there is glorious light on the other side. Alright, sounds like a riddle. She's called Adelon by choice, though my lady will suffice just as well. Show respect, and you will have it in return. If she's so powerful, why don't you get her to help you? Why use me? She is receptive to help, of course, but she more respects those that help themselves. She is a creature that keeps very particular company, perhaps more so than the others of her kind. I'm sure she will see to your concerns if you approach politely, but I fear I must restrict your access until the needs of my village are met. We would help regardless, please know that. The passage to her lair is guarded against intruders by a force of her design. It is the blackest of dark, preventing even the drow entry. When the beast in the cavern is dispatched, I will give you a light gem to banish the darkness of the tunnel. I carry it with me always, but I will gladly give it to you for the service. Fair enough. Where must I go to find this beast that you need killed? I am glad of your decision. The passage is to the northeast, guarded by one of my best breach gnomes. He will let you pass now. Take this stone-shaped scroll. It is linked magically to the stone of the cavern. When the beast is dead, use this to bring the cavern down upon it. I shall make it a forbidden area forever after. Thank you, Orin. You do not know the good you have done here. If it is really that powerful, perhaps we should rest, so we have all our spells with us
Without
again.
doubt.
A lot of little beds in here. But he said to go next door. We can find rest there. Yeah, they're really... I mean, all we saw were 3 at the entrance and this, their leader there. Here's some more. Another one, at least. Oh, 2 more. Hello?
Yes.
Da Ladan Stun Ogdam. Welcome to my makeshift inn. I say, I must. I have not seen your like here in quite some time. Come. I stand ready to offer quiet of soft beds if you wish. Ask and you shall have, you shall. How is it that you can operate here when there are potential raids by drow? The drow leaves us B to B. There is no real interest in wiping us out. Small outpost we are. Still, sometimes they come with murder in mind. More for sport, I think, because they never follow too deep. Peaceful most times, though. Most times. You haven't run across a lost bit of gear, have you, belonging to a mage? You find a lot in the tunnels, you do. There's no harm in picking up what has fallen from dead hands. While the mage is no longer dead, he would like the return of his book of rituals. No longer dead? That'd be quite the recovery. Fine, you may have his book, but a finder's fee is what I require. I haven't even kept it separate from what other inventory I have. A curious read, it is. 300 gold. Too much for your purse? Very well. Take the 300 coin. Then we have a trade, we do. I thank you for your patronage. Yes, we should rest. Maybe speak to the other gnome first. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.